Hi folks, and welcome to the Filmbummel channel. And today I'm in the woods again, and I thought I'd try out a little project. I actually don't know how it will work out, so and I plan to do this first take, so apologies if it doesn't turn out. And what I also want to show you is a knife that's on me today, and this is the Victorinox Ranger 55, a really convenient and beautiful knife in my opinion, with a nice long blade, a saw, and just like the Ranger 55 I showed you last time. But with some beautiful walnut scales, and don't want to ruin them obviously, so I carry it in a little leather pouch. I also brought some hemp twine from this is something I've got always in my pocket in case I want to make something and bind something and stuff, and I got myself a hazel stick, and what I want to make is, since barbecue season isn't over yet, I want to try and make different pair of tongs. And what I want to do first is to split the branch I got, and in order to do this I'm working the knife into the branch. Now I'm rotating the knife just with a little bit of just do it sensibly and control the motion of the split by constantly checking for the direction, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's all my fault. It's nothing I could blame the wood for or the knife. And actually what you see is I'm not battening at all. And there is a time and place for battening, and that's never what I'm saying. And obviously this is green wood, and this is what I mean. This is a really thin knife, and it's nothing hardcore or something. But you see, perfectly doable. I didn't split it all the way through. Because what I want to do now is first I want to clean up the fibers a little bit, like so. Also I put a little facet at the end, because this is green wood. Hazel is really unproblematic when it dries. It normally dries out okay. Perfect for green woodworking, and just cleaning it up a little bit, and like so. And I will do the same on the other side, because I simply forgot. Normally I do this immediately after cutting, because that's the thing to do. And this is not as important on this side of the split, because this will be the tongue side, because you see it's already going a little bit apart. What I want to do now is I want to add a sort of a recession, and I use a rolling cut in order to add a stop cut all around the diameter of the branch, and using a thumb push cut in order to get a more controlled motion of the knife. I'm doing something like this, and don't apply a lot of force, and remember to always follow the edge of the last cut. You might want to use more cuts rather than really harsh and stark, forceful cuts, because you get a better end product, like so. And what this will do is it will provide a base for the twine, and so I'm doing the same to the other side of the cat, of the recession. And be careful to lock your elbows to your side when you're carving towards yourself, and not use a lot of force, and rather the point of the blade should point away from you, and you use sort of a slicing motion rather than a push cut or something, because that way you get a more controlled cut and have less risk of cutting yourself. Actually, the sorry thing is that it can happen, and you must be prepared to bleed if you want to carve. That's why I always keep my first aid kit with. I recently heard someone call it a boo-boo kit, and can't make heads or tails from it, because so if you know what a boo-boo kit means, you might want to let me know in the comments, because I would be really stoked to learn. As you know, learning is always good. You do it the right way. Learning rules, and this is actually, I think, a very important thing in our times is to reclaim learning, because that's a really colonial thing to take the joy of learning from kids, and if you rediscover the joy of learning, you have done. That's actually an act of rebellion in these days. Cleaning up a little bit what I've just done, because I'm a little bit eager because I don't have much time, but don't do this. It's shit. So what I am left with now is a rather precise recession all around the end of the would-be tongs. So now it's time to pull them apart completely. So, and what I want to do now is I want to reduce the thickness of the tongs from the inside out. which is a good thing, because what you can see here is the pitch running through, and you can also see the split isn't straight because it's following the grain. This is also the reason why if you are making tool handles or something, you should always remember to use, if possible, split handles, because these are far stronger than some handles that are just sawed through and sawed into shape. And I am starting at the edge of the branch, like so, on one hand to remove the pith, which could result in failure afterwards, because the pitch is always where green wood gets problems and wow. You can also spare yourself the fuss of reducing the thickness that much if you use a sort of a silent block, adding a piece of round wood in a recession over here, but this is something I want to show you in another video. What I want to do now is I want to keep it as simple as possible. What I also want is I want to leave this part a little bit thicker in order to create a sort of gripping surface, and the plan is to make this the inside of the tongs rather supple and springy, like so, and use the correct spring tension for your hand to work from, because you need to compress the wood in order to grip it. It grips anything you want, and can reduce the. But obviously, you also need a sort of a little bit of a gripping area for not to move the wood too far. What I also want to do is I want to remove the sharp edge, just like so. And by the way, I actually love this knife for slate in nature, because it is a really versatile blade. It's awesome for food prep. I also use it in the kitchen, by the way. I will be cooking for an elderly gentleman in a bit, and I will, since all the knives he owns are really crap, and I take out my pocket knife and use it for food. So for now we are done with this part, and we will do the same to the other part. This is a little bit thinner, and don't let that bother you too much, because it's almost impossible to split it that precisely that you will manage to get it that even. Also take note, you can also add some sort of a stopcock to this to make it more beautiful. But I'm a little bit in a hurry today, so I leave it up to you. And what I want to do now is I want to have a look how it looks like and how the spring tension is. And as you see, this one is already rather springy, this one isn't. So I want to return to the first. And you must be really careful not to overdo it, and to get an even spring resistance all along the watchtower. No, all along the length of the tongues. Sorry for that. And in order to do this, you want to get as long shavings as possible. And by the way, this is a great practice on a piece of wood that doesn't scream survival weapon, for making bows, because the principles are the same. And what you can see is that the shavings I can do with this knife, obviously this is green wood, but also on a little bit more resistant wood, is almost up to par with far more dedicated slug knives. And if you look at this already, you can see that's pretty much getting there. And the thing is, with principles, this is something I am not tiring to keep telling, especially to children, but also to adults, is if you understand the principle of something, you'll be, look at that. That'll work all right. And just have a sip of tea in order to reward myself. By the way, chaga tea. Now what I want to do is I want to cut myself a length of hemp twine. I'll take a little bit more because I'm not quite sure, like so. And also, obviously, this is hemp twine. Well, it's not paracord or something, but this is also great for a paracord. And what I want to do now is, apologies if you already know, but I don't even know how it's called in English. I've always called this, or the people who taught me this, called this a Pathfinder knot or a Boy Scout knot. And what you do is you do a little loop and leave an end, and now you are going over the loop like so. I will do some more turns and show you what I mean. That's a little bit, and this is what I mean. I always mess up the length of the twine. I always overestimate the length. Actually, you can. There are formulas to calculate the length of twine, but I have been too busy or too lazy yet to actually learn. But what I want to say is, I think I will do the binding a little bit better with more twine when I got more time. But this is just to show you the principle, and you got this loop and you got this little thing to tug. And what I want to do now is I pull the loose end into the loop, and just one other turn. When I pull this to this direction and take the end that was under the binding, in order to at the same time tie a knot and tug it under the binding. Rather lousy, but I think you get the gist what this is all about. What I forgot though is to add some make it a little bit more symmetrical, and well, like so. I want to remove the sharp edges. In order to make it look less threatening to neurotypical, so bad joke. Like this, you got some tongs that can be handy for turning over a steak, or picking apples or berries. You can always modify this, and if you add some block here, I don't know if I can find a piece of wood here. Yeah, it's like that. Just a rotten piece of wood. You can modify the spring tension. So if this, you can add a wedge, or you can carve a round recession, but do this after splitting directly. And then you add a binding to keep this in place. I will show you in another video, no worries. So you got a little bit of a wider gripping area and a little bit more spring tension. And this is, well, to be honest, this is not a really powerful forging tongs or something, but it's rather efficient if you want to go barbecuing and left your tongs at home or something, or what have you, and you can put it to good use to turn over a steak or some sausages or what have you, or grilling cheese or bannock or something. And also it's a nice project to practice bow making, as I said, because the principles are the same. With a bow, you always also want a consistent or progressive spring tension in the piece you are working on. So this is a rather great practice, and if you're sitting in the woods carving some barbecue tongs, you won't be freaking people out because you are carving a hunting weapon. So I will take these home, and maybe I gift it to the old man. He's fond of barbecuing, and I will do a bit of a stronger binding now. It's a good occasion to show you the principle of the binding again. And no worries, I will tell you my 5 cents about the knife in a minute, because I know you knife nuts. You're only here because of sharp objects, and actually I think the Victorinox is a really capable knife. I personally like to see that you got the loop, and then you go one time into it, over it, under it, and then you tie in the knot and pull it under the binding. And this is awesome because it's really stable. It's got a knot under it, and you can really cut. There's no problem to cut off the excess twine, which makes for a more clean look like that. And again, I messed up the estimation of the length. No harm done. You can always put on some other some extra twine, and well, like that you get some. They are also handy in the kitchen, by the way. It's not just if you remove the bark. By the way, it's a little bit wild that way, but you can always remove the bark and sand it a little bit, and even add ornaments or something. And this is not just a makeshift. You can, and I would very much prefer you don't cut a hazel branch just for the root of it. But I would rather like you actually use what you've made and use your shit. So. But comes in handy also in the kitchen if you got something in the oven or something if you put frying steaks or lamb chops or something, what have you, and want to turn it over. And hazel is great because it is not only antiseptic, but it can also contains a lower amount of salicylic acid, which is a component in ASS medication used against headaches. You can use the bark for makeshift remedy against headaches, mild headaches. As usual, I want to emphasize, if you got serious health problems, please play safe and go visit a doctor. It's not something, if you got serious migraine or something, don't use hazel bark. As what you want to use though is the inner bark, not the outer bark. And also source I sourced the hazel in a bush directly beside the highway, so that's not what you want to be using as a natural remedy against headaches. But what I want to say is, if you use this in the kitchen, this might even be beneficial, and because it's antiseptic too, and modifying it a little bit. So, like that. Putting that aside. So that'll be no problem. Back to the knife. Well, you have seen me splitting the hazel, and actually a knife like this is a really convenient companion if you're on a bimble in the woods, or even for an overnighter. This is a really great knife to have on you. And if you know what you're doing, and this is something along the lines of I don't know if it's if it was Nesmuk or Keppert or Mors Kochanski or who said this: the less you know, the more you know, the less you carry. The other way around. The thing is, that's not to say that I know a lot. I have to. I can learn a lot. This is what we need to tell ourselves. I can learn a lot. It's not I must or I have to or what have you, but I can, and it's great. So I'm not perfect, and because I'm not perfect, I'm able to learn, and this is something really beautiful. This is something I enjoy each time, and but if you know something, you won't be needing a huge baton to whack the knife through a knotted tree trunk, because that's not always. It's not always possible to avoid this. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm about. But if you run a bimble on the wood into the woods, and times being as they are, if you take out a pocket knife, even if there's a big one, I don't think you won't freak people out too much, because it's still a pocket knife and you are doing something. You're sitting on a tree trunk and you're whittling something beautiful. And this is something I really want to emphasize, not because you want to do stealth or actually that's also a factor, let's be honest, but you don't want want the authorities to be suspicious of you, not because you were a criminal or something, because enough said. Authorities being as they are these days, but because of your fellow humans, and because I think we shouldn't freak out people on purpose. It's not, because it's also not necessary. It's not. And personally, I think it's a nice challenge for me to make do with the things I have, and actually this is skill, and having a skill feels great. It feels empowering, and if you look at these old conkers, laying hedgerows or something just with a bill hook and splitting hazel, and these beautiful wattle fences, and I really love this, and this is a craft I really want to learn more of, and want to get more proficient in, and actually a bill hook is pretty much a more potent tool than the Swiss Army knife, obviously, but as you have seen, it can be done with hazel. All right, it's nothing you can you must be afraid of, and start with bigger diameters, and because it can be, I know that because I fail a lot of times still. I still need some practice, and the thing is, bigger diameters are easier to control at first, and if you work with fresh wood, and you need fresh wood in order to do this with a Swiss Army knife. That's also something you need to know, because hazel dries out pretty tough when it's dry. So back to the knife. It also has the trademark long and really great saw. I had to sharpen it, and maybe this knife is some 7 years old now, and I had to. At one time it was in my pocket all that every day, and I really used it hard. Also, and the most used tool on this knife is the saw, because this is pretty decent saw, even when compared to a Baco Laplane. Not that it would be better than a Baco Laplane, that would be outright silly to state that. That's not going to happen, but it's for the size it is a really great saw, and capable of working with astonishingly big diameters. And the blade is just short of 100 millimeters long. It's got a spine thickness of 2.4 millimeters. It's got a thickness above the edge of about 0.3 millimeters. I modified the grind to 20 degree all in all, but out of the box it already came razor sharp, and It's got an interesting locking mechanism. I don't know if you already know, but it's also a sort of a liner block, not a liner lock, because the liner moves all the way to the across the root of the blade, and you get this. I really love that, and you get this Swiss cross tab, which is made from some high-end plastic. And look at that. If I press this, I move the liner out of the way, and just like that I can put it in. It doesn't have a half stop like the Forester and Outrider 111 millimeter models, but it's got a rather stiff spring, which aids in keeping the knife open and closed. And this is a pretty secure setup, and I've never had this fail. And you see what I do with this. Knife could do with some stropping now, because I used it for carving hardwood yesterday, and just it's not a challenge actually for this knife. But apart from the saw, it also got cap lifter, which also works with a fire steel. If you use the inside, you can also sharpen it a little bit with a diamond hone or something. You can sharpen this part here, in order to break wire or remove the insulation from electric lines. And what you also got is the trademark tin can opener, which works in a forward motion, which is really convenient, and it's one of the best tin can openers I know. And the thing with Victorinox is that the blade is made from 1.4110 or 4116. Both qualities are regular, and I heard rumors they changed that to 12C27 or something, which is comparable. All of them are really resilient steels, and this is really. And the blades are awesome, they are really great, but there are other knives with M390 or Magna Cut even of the same layout, but what they do lack is the overall package. And with Victorinox, everything on this knife is pretty much thought out, and shows in the awl, which is also with sewing awl, which, if you can see this, there's a little hole. You can repair leather with it, or even your backpack or something, if you get some twine. And if you get you can put that through, push through, make a loop, go to the other side, push through, and like that, and you get a really robust stitch. And maybe I'll make a video about that, because it's a little bit hard to explain just so. But I don't have a piece of leather on me right now, so I can't show you. Another idea for another video. The awl is, well, you could, by the way, drill a hole over here and put a wooden nail through it in order to secure it more, but actually it isn't necessary. Don't remove the splitting surface from the end, by the way, because this is where the magic happens, because it's still the same form, and it will remain that way. So, well, so this, and if you look at a lot of knives on the market, and if you look at knives that are pretty much hyped and pretty much well, the next big thing, and the survival knife, the ultimate survival knife, and the ultimate bushcraft knife, and what have you, and special forces, and trust the what have you, VTX, Gran Turismo, injection molded, and if you look at the performance of these knives, well, they might be great. I don't want to bash them just so, but it's a little bit like the Roselli. You can love these knives, and actually I do love a lot of these knives, and really it's just something I enjoy, and I like knives. Actually, I own a lot of knives, but I'm not a knife nut. It's maybe if you get my meaning. It's I still want it to be a functional tool, and I don't want to have a sissy queen just sitting on a shelf. It's just, why should I spend a lot of money if it doesn't do the job? And most of the time, it's just, well, you can have something like this. Really, if you look at the Kampfprobe, for instance, there is a duophasic grind, as I was informed, which is some sort of a multiple grind, and it looks a little bit freaky. But what this is thought out. This is something where I'm perfectly okay with the wild with wild design features. It's nothing that if it works, it's great. But look at, for instance, some, not all, some tracker knives. One thing is, I never bought the knife because at first it was too expensive, and second, for the reason that it doesn't make sense. If you look at the knife, the Tops tracker knife, so you get duophasic grind, and it looks like a shrapnel. There's something like a saw on the back, but it doesn't work as a saw. It's just, if you're really, really nice to the knife, it's more of a rasp. It's actually, if you know how a saw works, this saw can't work. It's not possible because there's no edge to it, no real edge. It's just a rasp, and nothing wrong with that. But well, and the section towards the handle is the same thickness, the same material as the chopping section on the blade. So why? And the cutting section has a thickness of almost 1 millimeter, or even more than a millimeter above the edge, and that doesn't cut. Sorry to say that, but there's no way this can cut effectively. It's a chopper. It's okay. Maybe if you want it, then buy it. And the thing is, the same with a more traditional knife. It's a Puma White Hunter, and well, this is another thing. It works a little bit better than the Tops tracker, but it is a knife that tries to be several things at once. So, returning to the Victorinox, this is several things at once, but in a package that's sensible. You got a blade for cutting, you got a saw for sawing, and that's something that's obviously not as durable as a tracker design. No, not at all. But which is proven a million times, and if you want to don't want to be battening with this. You don't want to do heavy chopping with this, and maybe sneaking up on sentinels is also not an option. But actually, I don't want to do this. I don't want to say survival. I'm just a fat guy enjoying regular meals if I can have them, and a cup of tea in the woods. So and carving stuff. And there are tracker designs, however, that are maybe awesome, and I definitely want to try them. As the Boca tracker design by don't know, Dave Wenger or something. This sounds like, because you get a cutting area and a chopping area, and that hook also looks really capable, and so I think you get my meaning. I'm not bashing these designs per se, but I want them to be intelligently made. But on the other hand, if you compare a big hefty knife as for the capabilities and the realistic scenarios, you will use a knife in Germany and probably in the UK too. If you get caught in the UK with a tracker and you're not on private ground and have a very, very solid legal reason, you will get some serious problems. And that's, I know I'm the bad blanket now, because these knives can be fun and really, I'm not saying that, but actually, if you carry a Swiss Army knife in a camping, if you're in a hiking or camping situation, and I don't think that you will encounter any problems if you say, okay, that's my legal reason is I want to craft something in the woods, and maybe you got some people carving in your backpack. Yeah, you know. Half-finished spoon, or better yet, something cute like a little gnome or something you carve. This will be not because you want to cheat, because it's not cheating if you actually enjoy this. That's the reason why we do this, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should cheat the authorities. That's will fall back on you. It's not nothing I can recommend, and I would not recommend. But a Swiss Army knife is a really capable tool, and it's not, obviously, in a chopping or battening context, it won't hold up to a tracker or something. That's not what I'm saying. But you could easily make do by whittling some gluts and wedges, and you could do the same you can do with a tracker, with a little bit of mind muscle. And it's far lighter than a tracker, and well, it's more convenient to carry. And I tend to carry a lot of knives and keeping a lot of tools in my backpack in case I want to craft something. And not just knives, also a rasp and an auger drill and what have you. Love myself. Where is it now? Put it off. I took it. Didn't bring it with me. An auger rasp is something I really like for creating little whistles or flutes or something. This is also something you could carry in your backpack, because they are fun, first things, and because if the coppers want to fleece you, and you can show, look, maybe try it out, or you can even gift it to them. Maybe, but not in a context like I want to appease you by gifting you something. please don't try to bribe the authorities. That'll backfire big time. So this is nothing I want to recommend. By the way, it's just. I mean, you need. I think we all need a mindset that's more targeted towards creating joy, rather than always being paranoid and what this is a knife that invokes joy. It's convenient to carry. It's something to you can have on you, and the length of the blade can be a problem maybe, and there's a point in saying why not carry a smaller one. I always carry an additional smaller one, or today even two, because the one is the modified whittler I have, which is great for whittling, but not for a lot for more robust things to do. So I also carry the Ranger, and the Ranger is really great because it also has a metal file, which is also I brought myself some bone to work with. Didn't manage to, but the metal file, by the way, and this, I would really love to have a toolkit that would cater to all of my needs and still be light and convenient to carry, but you can't have everything. So, but what I really want to say is this knife is actually, if you are being honest to yourself, and if you are being honest to what you're actually doing in the woods, and if you don't want to chop down trees or what have you, and like really big things, that's all you need, even for an overnight, even for starting a fire, for food prep, for carving, for everything. Bring a strop and maybe a spoon knife, and if you intend to do more robust work, I will make a video about my absolutely favorite fixed blade aftermarket market knife, not one on my own. Soon get it on me to a lot of knives. I know this is the Castron, and this is, for me, it is actually the fixed blade robust survival knife you could bring. The one. I don't want to say it's the ultimate, but to be honest, even this one, I'm just walking across the hill, and what I want to do is sitting on a stump, talking to a box, sipping my tea, and crafting a little barbecue tongs, some little barbecue tongs, and for that I don't need a Castron SFK10. And if you're not into hunting, and if you're not that's all you need, really. It's and you will maybe enjoy it a lot, because you can go rather light with this. It's just and it's an experience. If you bring even if you bring this small the small red one too, and maybe an extra whittler like I did, you'll be still really fine. This is my little whittling Victorinox. I don't know if I told you already. I think I did in the beginner video. This is main blade, and this I got that used, and the small blade was badly badly damaged, so I had to modify it. But it turned out that the modification is really great for whittling, and so I really like the shape of the blade for whittling delicate stuff. And well, Camper added some aftermarket scales because the scales were damaged too. We'll make a video about that too. It's still got some extra, and I need to order some scales to repair this. And then I will take you through the process of removing the scales on Victorinox too. But this is what I want to say: if you get these in your pocket, and the big one, and a fire steel, and some sort of strop, should be good to go for several days, and you won't be weighed down too much. And even if you carry a little hatchet and a spoon carving knife and a Castrum SFK10 in your backpack, or even at a Mora carving knife or two, that's even lighter. The whole package will be lighter than a tracker. And well, not much, but or maybe the tracker will be a little bit lighter, but that's, and I'm talking about a really little hatchet, a carving hatchet, not the big one or something. That would be unfair. But if you get all these tools, and you can use them, and actually we're not running away, not yet. And the thing is, this will be much more fun, even if you did that, which is silly, actually, and I know this. This would be still more fun than carrying one knife that is limited in each direction. And well, loving me a cup of chai tea. I need to be on my way. One last time I want to show it to you, and I think I will make a video too about what I would recommend as a forest EDC, because I think that'll be fun. And let me know in the comments if you want to see my other thingies in a compact package. Well, so far so good. Thanks for bearing with my long-winded explanations about knives and carving tongs, and thank you for watching, is what I want to say. I wish you can take a little time off and enjoy the forest, and just hang in there, and I think focus on the fun and the joy. That's important, because this is I think that people, not getting paranoid here, but that people need to rediscover the pleasure of being out, and care for each other a little bit more, and be a little bit nicer to each other, and spread some joy, and have some fun in the woods. Not just concentrating on all the bad things that can happen. They can happen. Yes, we all know that, and but they are not here yet. And we have the responsibility not to let this happen. And if we won't succeed to avoid this by focusing on the bad stuff. And this is something, to me, Swiss Army knife invokes fond memories, and fond memories and fun is something we really need to focus on. And this is what I always want to say if I say enjoy the forest, stay sane and healthy. It's important. It's really, really important. It's the most important thing one can do as an act of rebellion. And I'm dead serious about this. I'm really dead serious about this. We are witnessing the rise of evil worldwide. And you don't fight evil with another evil. You don't fight violence with violence, but with a peaceful mindset. I got a lot of knives I could use as a weapon, but I won't. And, well, I don't have a formal martial arts background, but I've been in one or the other brawls in my life. I didn't enjoy that, by the way, and it's nothing I'm proud of. The best brawl is one that doesn't take place, and got the scars all over my body, and well, good thing is I can always foretell the weather. But don't focus on this, but focus on good food, on nature, on a creek, on a bimble, on friends, on family, on what have you, on the good things, on making good things. And this is an act of rebellion. And you're not crazy. You're living the good life. It's not that you are the ones who are crazy. Be kind to people, and this is something I'm not tiring to repeat, even if I sound a douchebag, and maybe I am a douchebag, but I'm not tiring to emphasize this, because this is the most important thing we can do now. And so ruining a fun video with some serious, almost religious sermons afterwards, no, that's not my intent. I do have a bit of a humor towards myself, my own shortcomings and whatever. And so I'm already packing up, because I will be on my way now. And as I said already, thanks a lot for watching. And you know what happened? I found this little guy here, just lying on the forest floor, and I must have lost him last time I was here, and he lay there patiently waiting for me, and is not ready there. I made him from a piece of stag antler, and just found him, and he seems like he was just going on an adventure, but now he wants to go home with me. Yes, I'm weird that way. So, little bonus. Maybe I will make a video about him. In the future, so a little bit of a whimsical endeavor. And this is what I want to say is it's no harm in being a little bit whimsical, and so stay whimsical. And thanks for watching. I like his sub and I like as much as the next guy, but if it's not your decision yet, I won't be disappointed or anything. It's not a commercial channel anyway. So all the best to you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.